Hi folks, and welcome to this week's short English commentary of another brevity that was selected in the periodical Qiyi. This match was played in 2010 in the Chinese National Individual Xiangqi Championships. Red was Master Li Aidong from Sichuan, representing Sichuan, and black was Grandmaster Tao Hanming, who represented Heilongjiang at the time. The match was carried out at Shijiazhuang in Hebei province. And without further ado, let us begin this match. Central cannon. And in this match, Red decided to push p7 plus 1 first before developing his chariot. Now this is usually done out of strategical considerations so that uh, Black would not be able to play certain variations that he was familiar with or well known for. And Black countered with the same p7 plus 1. Red still refused to develop his chariot and chose to develop his left flank. So the pace of the game would now decrease considerably. Black took his time, consolidated his defense, and waited to see what Red was up to. Finally, Red decided to play r1 equals to 2 to develop his chariot as a foul chariot. If r1 plus 1 were played, it would be the red rank chariot with 7 foul horse variation of the central cannon versus greenhouse defense opening system. Uh, Now in this match, Black decided to go for the left cannon blockade counter. Now this is one of the more aggressive counters for Black. Now if Black had not played the elephant, sometimes Black will continue with c2 equals to 5 for the different opposite direction cannons. Now at this time, there are usually 3 variations for Red to continue with. One would be c8 plus 7, which was the move played in the game. The other would be r3 plus 2, and the other one would be c8 equals to 9 for the 5-9 cannons. r3 minus 2 would be to protect the cannon, forcing it forward, and Black could simply capture it and check. And after trading material, as can be seen, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the material will still be the same, but the threat on Red's right flank was now be diminished, and Red could go ahead and attack this flank. At this point in time, either p3 plus 1 or h2 plus 4 is played. If p3 plus 1 is played, Red will charge the pawn across the river, threaten to capture the pawn, develop the chariot, threaten the horse. This will be the tiger-headed horse, which should be prepared to go for the elbow horse attack. Black protects the cannon. Pawn moves again, and Red would choose to play p5 equals to 4 to threaten this horse. And at this point in time, it will be a very sticky situation. Both colors will be pestering each other, and because the black cannon was here, Black would have doubts playing either the elephant or the advisor, or it would be a discovered check, and Red would lose his chariot. Now, other than p3 plus 1 as mentioned before, h2 plus 4 is also another commonly seen variation. Again, Red would charge the pawn across the river. The rank chariot, Red would develop the other rank chariot as a rank chariot to patrol this rank, and also as a prophylactic measure against any possible attack by the black horse. This is also a commonly used tactic by Black to sacrifice pawns so that the chariot could be developed. In this match, in this variation, we would try to go for Black would try to go to develop his material, blocking the horse so that the pawn can be captured. Again, capturing the pawn. protecting the horse, and red would now threaten with the elbow horse checkmate, which will result in a horse cannon checkmate. Red defense. Red will retreat the horse. Trade of material, and red would now gain material. And red has more pawns in this situation, 2 pawns that are prepared to cross the river at any time, and thus red would have a significant advantage. These are commonly played variations. Another will be C8 equals to 9 for the 5-9 cannons. Usually A4 plus 5 is played in advance so that the black chariot can be developed as a kickside chariot. Threatening the horse. Retreat. Both colors are very aggressive. And this will be a standoff. So it will be a sticky situation. Neither color is seen to have the obvious advantage. So in the match, C8 plus 7 is played. Now, usually this is not recommended because red would have wasted one move and allowed black to develop his chariot in the same file. Now, but why did red do so? Because once this move was played, red would now use his chariot to pin these 2 major pieces and try to decrease the deficiency of black's moves. The horse would now be used to attack, and hopefully red would find some compensation in one form or another. So red will continue for the pawn rank cannon, and a very versatile move by red. Now, this is one of newer variations that only appeared in the last decade. In the past, h7 plus 6 was played, whereby red would prepare to push the pawn and gain material. Since the red horse had left the cannon rank, black would usually counter in this manner. But red will simply continue his attack. Now, black chooses to sacrifice, use his chariot to trade for 2 of red's major pieces. Check, capture, and as can be seen, black will gain some material. And it will be a Chariot Sacrifice, but things will now be very drawish on the board. And in such a situation, we usually end up as a draw. So, in the match, R2 plus 1 was played. This will be the newer variations. And at this point in time, there are another 3 more positions, 3 more variations that black can continue with. First would be A6 plus 5, which was played in the game. The other would be black developing the chariot as a cross river bank chariot and apply pressure on this flank. The third would be black also counter in a likewise manner. So if no matter which root file the red chariot will move to, the black chariot will command the other one. So this is a very complicated variation. I won't, due to the scope of the video, I'm trying to keep it below 20 minutes. I shall not be explaining this variation. Okay, so x plus 5 was given in the book. It was played in the match. Now red will choose to play very aggressively with r2 equals to 8 to try to get material. So black sacrifices the chariot for attack. Now this is a very, very, very bold and very, very bold move by Grandmaster Tao Hanming. He chose to go down fighting rather than submit to red's pressure. So other than c2 equals to 7, p7 plus 1, and c2 plus 3 were also discussed in the periodical. Now if c2 plus 3 were played, red would capture the chariot obviously. Black would gain about corner cannon, and unfortunately the black cannon would now be captured. If it moved here, the horse would capture it. It moved here, the elephant would capture it. So black could usually sacrifice or use his cannon to trade for the red elephant. So that is why h2 plus 3 is not desirable. Now what about p7 plus 1? Red would capture the chariot, and although black would now be material one piece down, the pawn, he would try to find some compensation in terms of this pawn, retreating the horse to attack the cannon, and black immediately targets the bottom rank, also preparing to play r2 plus 8. Red would decide to counter sacrifice by pushing the pawn forward. This would be an attack on the central file, and also allow the chariot to capture the black pawn, and perhaps red would gain some momentum from this attack. Now black will protect the pawn, red will capture the central black pawn and be prepared to play p5 plus 1 to protect the cannon and shoo away the black horse. Pinning the horse, and red would switch the direction of his attack to this flank, so both colors will be doing flank attacks. And red, at this point in time, red would enjoy very huge advantage. By capturing the pawn, the black horse will now be targeted. The black horse cannot move here, or it will be captured by the red pawn. Neither can it move here, or this would be a fork, and black would gain material. Black would lose material. So at this point in time, red would enjoy a huge advantage. Another possibility would be to play c9 equals to 1 to target the black chariot and also attack this flank. So back to the board. In the match, red accepted the chariot sacrifice, and this would mark the beginning of the climax of the game. A check. Sacrificing the chariot was to allow black to gain momentum in attacking his flank, and black would move the king to safety. The black pawn will now come across the river. Black will try to find some compensation. Black charges the pawn forward to attack. Now this would seem to be a natural move to make, but it was a major blunder, and this move has been identified as the move that cost black the game. Instead, red could have simply played c8 plus 3 for the kill. With c8 plus 3, the black chariot will now be prepared to play r2 plus 8 for the checkmate. Okay. At this point in time, red could consider attacking, trading chariots, check, and there's many things that black can do. First of all, this red horse will now be captured, so black's attack on this flank will be very powerful. If c5 equals to 9 we play, check, and the black cannon is moved to safety. Now this is one of the essential formations, whereby essential formations for this cannon sandwiching chariot technique. Sorry, c8 equals to 9. Red tries to move his king to safety. A check. Counter sacrifice. This will be a trade of material, which black would accept. And both at this point in time, 1, 2, 3 versus red's 3 major pieces. Red would have the material advantage, but black has a superior positioning, so both colors would have their scruples. So back to the board, c8 plus 3 was played. This would be a better move. Unfortunately, black played very instinctively with b7 plus 1, and red continued his attack aggressively with c5 plus 4. One possibility would be to play to go for the eyeball checkmate, or play r8 plus 8 for the throat cutting checkmate. This was a very brilliant move by red. Okay, trading material. And at this point in time, black continues with r8 plus 5. r plus 5 would now prevent the red horse from retreating. As can be seen, the two red chariots would not be able to do much at this point in time. Would capturing the red horse be viable, as black would try to erase the material deficit? The answer will be no. And at this point in time, red would have a material advantage. The cannons are scattered, and black would not be able to organize the cannons and the chariot into an effective checkmate. Red would now have, just within a few plies, red would now have a winning position, and this will be to his favor in a great way. And back to the match. r8 plus 5 for the cross wing chariot. Red does not forget to defend. This move would protect the pawn and also attack the cannon. So what would in the match, black played brilliantly with c8 equals to 5. Now would c7 equals to 9 be a viable option? Red will continue to attack, preparing to go for the angler horse checkmate. But black would simply be faster. b7 plus 1, and red would victory would be to red. The horse would play h5 equals to 7, and red would now be prepared to capture the central advisor. Hence, c7 equals to 9 is not a good idea. So check would be the best option for black at this point in time. The elephant is retreated. And finally, black takes the red horse. So as can be seen, after some defending, red's material will not be a very essential, will be so much bigger. Now, although black played very valiantly, he was not able to capitalize on his initial games or to carry out his game plan. Chasing the cannon away, black tries to mount some offensive. Angler horse, discover check. Black tries to defend a little bit more, and red boldly, it was time for red to perform. He sacrificed his horse in retaliation. Check. Check. And as can be seen, the red showed much mental calculation with this move. At this point in time, Grandmaster Tao Hanming resigned because the cannon would be lost. If, let's say, a4 plus 5 were played, red would simply play r8 goes to 3 to 3 to threaten the checkmate and eliminate the black pawn. So black would be placed in a dilemma, and as long as if red were able to develop one of the pawns across the river, things would be even much easier for our red. So this is the reason why black decided to resign. Now, a short recap. Black's eighth move was to sacrifice the chariot was simply brilliant and breathtaking. It also required a lot of balls just to carry it out. So, a quick recap. Left cannon blockade. Red chose to trade material. and a versatile development of the right red chariot. Now, it would not be a good idea to play c8 equals to 5 to capture, thinking that red would lose the chariot. So let's say this would be for the folks. Let's say this was played, a check. Black could red could simply counter cross check in this manner. Black could have to move to either advisor. Let's say, for example, f4 plus 5 will capture the chariot. The horse will have to capture the red chariot, but as can be seen, 1, 2, 3, red 1, 2, 3, 4. So red would have a significant advantage. Oops. So let us continue back. Back to the summary. Red decided to gain material. Black sacrificed the chariot. And this was very bold. After capturing the chariot, Black will start attacking Red's right flank. Check. Okay. 2 versus 3. Sorry, 3 versus 3. Black tries to defend after maneuvering with a series of discovered checks. And Red would counter sacrifice material, greatly weakening Black's defense. And this will be the end of the game. So I hope you've enjoyed the work I've been doing. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel, and I thank you in advance. Thank you.